Now, I did promise that I would show you how to finish off your braids in Kumihimo. As you can see, I've got quite a lot here. This is probably what I did in front of the television the other night. I'm always making them because they not only sell really well, but I love giving them away as well. The flat braid, just super glue for this one. And how I will do that is I will make a decision on where I want to cut it. So I quite like it there. And I'll run some super glue across it, making sure I get the very edges as well. And then I will run it across the back about 1/4 of a centimetre in thickness or width is the amount I'm putting on here. Now that will not take too long to dry, and before that dries completely, because I don't want it to go too hard, see it's starting to dry now, I will cut that. And then making sure I don't glue my fingers together, I will use my fingers, put some gloves on if you're not sure, to keep those ends in. And then I will run a little bit of this glue across those ends, and that will seal that. And then I'll show you how I'm going to finish these off and turn them into some lovely jewellery. The other method is by using this really thin gauged wire. Now, even though I'm using this thin gauged wire, I will still add a tiny bit of glue to it, but not until the very end because you don't really need to. So what I do is, again, I see how long I want this. Now, I want this a bit smaller than my wrist because I'm going to give this away, so it's for someone else. So I'm going to go to about there, and what I will do is, firstly, I will poke my wire up and under one of the little loops that's all there, the weaves. There we go, and fold that flat like that, and then I'll come beside that while I hold that little bit down, and then I will twist this round quite tight on here, as tight as I can pull it, normally about, I don't know, 10 times. So that should be nice and tight on there. I'll cut that off. Shouldn't really use your scissors, but there. And then I'll leave that there like that. And then I'll do exactly the same on the other end. And now we've got both those ends wired off like that. All I need to do is cut closely to that end with my scissors. And that won't come untied. And I cut that flush to that wire, and this is where I will add a little bit of super glue to the very end, and that will help it. And then I put a little bit on the wire and then leave that somewhere to dry. And then the final method I use is I will sew one. Now I've got a piece of cotton here and I've doubled it over so it's got 2 strands, and put a little knot in the end. And then all I'm going to do is, once I've measured where I want this to go, I'm going to sew through this thread and sew them firstly all together by just going round it like this, making sure I catch all of them, and I sew one to the other all the way around. Okay, there we go. Then I take the thread, I wrap it around fairly tight like this onto the braid, and then I'll go and put another couple of stitches into it as well. And I'll just tie that off with a little loop knot at the end. And I'll do exactly the same on the other end. Once everything's dry, then you need to put an end cap on it to be able to finish it off and turn it into a piece of jewellery. Now, I've got a large selection of end caps, and there are thousands out there, all different sorts. I will link some in the description below. I make an awful lot of jewellery. I just never can keep up with the amount that I could probably sell, so I'm always behind, but never mind. And I'm going to use a variety today and show you how each different one you can do differently, and what you can do if you come across any problems. These are the end caps I've chosen out of my wide selection to put on each one of these, and they are very similar in how to do it. What I will also do is I will glue them in as well, and believe me, they will not go anywhere. It really sticks to this glue and the inside of the end cap. So I've got these silver ones. Now, you don't want to get the glue on the outside of it or get your finger on it because it will ruin it, and you don't want to put too much in. Don't feel like you have to fill it up. A couple of drops in there is all you're going to need, and make sure you get it inside, not outside, because it will ruin the thing. All you need to do then is take your end like this and keep this upright. You don't want to pour that glue out, and push your end in there, and then twist it around when it's in there, and it'll absorb all that glue and it will stick to the outside. Lovely. So 2 drops on that one's going to be enough. And then, oh no, that's not going to go in. And that's because it's probably expanded a little bit when you glued it together. And that is easily resolved. And that's why it's always a good idea to test that your thread goes into your end cap before you put the glue in it. So let's put that somewhere so it's not going to fall over. Put it there. And all you need to do, because this is nice and hard now, you just need to go around it and trim it up a little bit at a time with the scissors till you get it to be able to fit. So let's see if that will fit now. I've got a spare one here. No, not quite. I'm going to go around and I'm just going to cut a little bit more off. So let's have a look now. Yes, that's going to push in there. Lovely. And you do want to push it in quite firm. So put it in, give it a twist. Push it right down to the bottom, give it a twist in there, and then that glue is going to absorb in there, and you've got that nicely finished. Look at that. Doesn't that finish that off lovely? Little bit of a jump ring on each end and a clasp, and I'll show you that in a second. For the flatter ones, I've got these flat little grippers. I never find that they're open enough, so I tend to always open them up a little bit more using my jewelry pliers. And I always find with this end, it's too thick to start with, so I either squeeze it down with my jewelry pliers, and this is why decent jewelry pliers are really important, and then I will put that on there, making sure that's all the way through, which it is. I'll put a little bit of glue on that end, just as a safety measure like that. And then I'll put that on, pushing that down. And then I'll take my flat pliers and I'll squeeze those little teeth into there. And then that isn't, again, going to go anywhere. And then I'll do exactly the same with the other end. Again, exactly the same for these ones, for the gold ones, the ones that I did with the cotton, and for this one. Now, this is a very different end. This is a bracelet end that clips in together like that. So you need to make sure that when you put this on, you're getting it in the right way. And it also needs to be a little bit flatter and rounder. And that's why I like the wire finish for these. So all I'm going to do, again, is take my pliers and I'm going to flatten that out using my jewelry pliers and the wire. And that will keep that lovely in shape. You need to squeeze your wire together, you can, and then we can check that that fits in. It does fit in all the way there, and it does fit in all the way there. And that's quite a small bracelet now for someone because those ends go in quite a long way. But this is for somebody that's got some of the thinnest wrists I've ever known on anyone. And again, all you need to do is stick some glue into there, pop that in, push it down so it's nice and tight in there. Put your bracelet on it together so you know which end's got to go in and which way round it's got to go, and do exactly the same on the other end, and then you've got that lovely bracelet. Now for the square one, I don't have any of these clips left at the moment that are long enough to go on here, so all I'll do is I'll use 2 and then put a chain between the 2. But once again, that is quite thick and it will need trimming down a bit. Now, if it is too thick and it will not trim down, because you've got that glue on there, it's nice and hard, you could always go in with a knife and get a nice taper on that, because that is now like a brick. So we've got a nice taper on that. Now we can look and see if that will fit. Yes, it will. So we can squeeze that shut. And then we can put another one right beside it and squeeze that shut as well. That's not going to go anywhere. And I actually quite like that, because what I will do is I will probably put a couple of jump rings from there, join them up, and then get them coming across there as well. And I'll show you what that one looks like at the end. Well, I finished putting some chains on these as well to show you what I mean. And that is what I meant by that flat end one with the 2 on it. You've got a nice chain joining them together, and you could clip that in, and I've put a lobster claw on the back of that there to be able to do that one up. This one I've done with a magnetic clasp. I love these clasps. I think they look so pretty. And all you do is that goes in together like that. Obviously that one self-clasps, and these ones have got lobster claws on. I hope you've enjoyed that. Don't forget, if you want to know how to make these bands, and you can do them in all sorts of colours and patterns, then check out the video that's coming up next. There'll be one more video in this series coming up soon, and that will be on how to add beads and things like that to your Kumihimo. Take care, enjoy your crafting. Bye.